See, fear is nothing, this is me now, but the reflection of your own negative attitudes. So, at that point, I poised my pen again and said, "Thank you, universe. Please tell me more." And then I wrote, and this is what I heard. The only thing to avoid is avoidance. Avoidance only prevents you from moving forward. Avoidance is another manifestation of fear, and one that makes overcoming even more difficult with time. Avoid avoidance, Amanda. You will develop a healthy sense of personal control by simply smiling at fear and inviting her in for coffee. Listen to her. She has a purpose, but it's fleeting. So be deliberate with fear, like conversation with an acquaintance, and accept her as a guest. Enjoy the conversation. Collect the coffee cups. Thank her for stopping by and politely show her the door. You have life to attend to and no room for extra guests, Amanda. She will leave and she will knock at your door from time to time, but you will be deliberate and tell her the truth, not avoid her, because only truth resides in love. You will open the door, look into her eyes, and speak to her from your heart space. Just tell her that there's no room for her in your lifeboat and send her on her way. Shut the door. Your family needs you. End quote. Me. That was me talking to myself. This could get confusing for somebody just tuning in. Alas, I closed my journal, thanked the universe for stepping in, and heard my little girl babbling in the next room, waking from her slumber. All the while, somewhere in my mind, I heard the crackling. The crackling of a radio playing FDR saying his 1933 inaugural address. And I questioned nothing. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. End quote. FDR, 1933 inaugural address. Killer quote. I don't know why I just made him sound like Kermit the Frog, but it just kind of happened that way. But that quote is so important. The only thing to fear is fear itself. That's what this is all about. And when I had accepted fear by embracing it and experiencing it, I was able to respond more rationally and move forward. And when I was able to see the situation for what it was, I became mindful of what made me uncomfortable. Anticipation works the same way for any situation. Never ever question whether or not your situation warrants as much fear as you're feeling. Just accept it. Whether it's skydiving or simply walking into a family gathering, surfing a 12-foot wave or picking up a potentially unnerving telephone call, fear is fear, and it is very real to you. I know that. But when you've accepted it, ladies and gentlemen, you are able to question it and perhaps reframe it in your own mind. When you're in the moment of acknowledgement of fear, having already anticipated it, ask yourself the following questions. Why do I feel this way? And what about the situation makes me uneasy? Can I pinpoint exactly what it is that is making me feel uncomfortable? Can I give this feeling a voice? Can I give the feeling a face? And what is the fear under my fear? Seriously, those questions are really powerful. Write it down, examine it, embrace it, experience it, feel it. This will allow you to reframe the language of your fear by making it a powerful statement rather than a what-if moment. So with parenthood, I have had to face many fears that I was able to avoid for many, 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 many years. And by accepting, and questioning each fear, I have been able to overcome things that I thought weren't possible for me. My daughter she's the reason. There simply is no room in the life of a parent to succumb to self-centered fear when a child is involved. There was a time in my life when I was paralyzed by prospective family gatherings. I couldn't handle the energy. I always felt like I was being judged and made myself physically ill with fear of interaction. My only way to cope, I thought, was to drown myself in booze, in addition to whatever other substances, legal or not so legal, were floating around in my brain. I used to drink myself into a state of temporary self-acceptance, but exited stage left as soon as I felt the subtlety of discomfort creep back up my spine. And inevitably, with each exit or failed attempt at showing up for a gathering, the guilt I felt about not being present for family mixed with the fear of ill judgment from family, and it just made each fear exponentially worse. It was undoubtedly a very vicious cycle. But with parenthood, I was forced to get over myself. It took the emphasis off of me and put it on the importance of my daughter's experience. And the thought of skipping out on a social event simply for a self-centered fear that makes me ill is, well, inexcusable to me. I vowed to myself that she will experience everything that will make her life as rich as it can be, and I will simply have to reframe my fears to benefit her. For example, what if they look down their noses at me for this, that, or the other thing? Has become, this is my reframing. My daughter will know her family, make friends, and form relationships that matter. End of discussion. Just took that situation and reframed it. So, with fear, in summary, I should say, that if you embrace fear, and by embracing fear in general, fear can be a much less harrowing journey. It really can. With practice and reframing of ideas, it will become something that you can safely anticipate. You can embrace it, you can experience it, and you will grow. You will overcome, ladies and gentlemen. You can do this. The next chapter of the book and the next letter to examine is S in Hold Fast. S is for step up to your family challenges, which we all know. Easier said than done, right? And chapter 10 in the book illustrates that in order to get through your emotionally debilitating periods, you simply have to step up. Step up to family. Step up to the challenge. Own it. And read on. That's a biggie, isn't it? And that is today's segment of Hold Fast Radio, Right Out Life with Mental Illness. Good stuff. Something to really think about. Go back, listen again. Listen. Suck it in, absorb it. Think about it. You can reach me anytime. All of my listings, etc., places to find me are right here on this site. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear about your experiences and your take. And I'm always, always, always looking for fabulous people to interview, to share with the world. I want to hear from you. Write to me. Let me know about you. And thank you so, so much for all the great input. I'm having a ball. And I'm so happy to be a part of the Mental Health News Radio Network. It's really, really an honor. So good to be here with you today. And I say this to all of you. Yeah! Right on. That's for you. And on that note, I say thank you for being a part of my show. You have a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to talk to you again super soon.
Thank you for being a part of Hold Fast Radio. Ride out life with mental illness. Until next time.